Yes, yes. Good. Okay, are you in for some really hard play to start with? Are you into that? Yes? Yes? Okay, good. Well, stand up because under your chair there's a pile of paper. Pick that up. Yes. Stand up, stand up. Keep on your feet, please. All of you. I can see everyone still sitting there. Sir, you too. Yes. Everybody, show the sheets of paper to me. Yeah, all right. Okay. Now you're going to do something. You're going to turn these into paper balls. Right? Good. All 5 or 6 of them. Yeah. That's all you do now. Just turn and keep them in your hands. Don't throw them on the floor. Here, pick them up, guy. Pick them up, right? Good. You have them all, right? Whoop. Yes. Oh, it's a lovely sound, this is. It's really nice. Oh, unexpected. Okay. Now, you're supposed to have these 4 or 5 or 6 balls in your hand and nothing else. So it's easy to put these books away. Right? That's necessary. And keep on standing up, don't sit. All right. Yeah, you have them show me the balls. Show your balls. Oh, unexpectedly. Good. All right. Now, I'm going to explain you what this is. Garbage it isn't. No, it is this. It is ammunition. Right? And it's meant to hit someone. Right? Don't do it yet. Nothing yet. No. And you can use it for various purposes. So this nice girl sitting 2 rows in front of you, you can try hit her, right? To attract some attention. Or the colleague that sits next to you, finally you're allowed to hit him, right? That's what we're going to do. Not yet. So concentrate, pick your target. That's a good one. I'll remember that. Don't you worry, right? Okay, pick your target, and I'll give you a sign, and then you start. Right? Nothing, no, not yet, because you have only 5 of these cannonballs, and use them really good. Okay, first of all, I'm going to give you light. Secondly, I'm going to give you music. And
It's been a
go, yes, go on, yes.
It's been a hard day and night.
And stop. Oh. All right, yeah, push the balloons here. Why not? Oh yeah, you can keep it, no problem. Yeah, you can keep it as well. Okay, sit down. All right. Within about 10 seconds, you all turned in this bunch of idiot teenagers. Just by the blink of an eye. So this behavior popped up by giving you nothing else than a sheet of paper, some music, and just yourselves. Right? I'll get back to that. Of course, I didn't do it for nothing, so I'll get back to that. Good. A story. Imagine this. Whoa. Even the ball turns crazy, right? We'll fix that. Imagine this. You're a drama teacher and you're supposed to work with a group of teenagers, a really big group, for a week. And you're supposed to squeeze some theater out of them. That's your job. And in the introduction, the first person that comes up to you is a girl in her about 16 years old. And she looks like this. Try to picture that. She's got long, greasy hair, this long, and it covers her face. And on top of that, she's got glasses, thick glasses. She's got a skirt until here, brownish. She's got no lights in her eyes, and her shoulders are bent inwards, and she's obviously really, really shy. And you have to work with her for a week. That is pretty hopeless, isn't it? About 4 days into that week, we organized our own little pop-up theater festival in the small town of Ermelo. And the police was too late to prevent it, so we just did it. And we sort of really popped up there and did our acts there. And there were about 10 different acts, and I was patrolling and monitoring the streets to see if it went well. And after about half an hour, I came up to a group of about, I think, 200, 250 people. And they were obviously listening to someone in the middle. It was a circle. And I came close, and I'm quite long, so I was able to look over the audience. And there I saw something quite unbelievable, because right in the middle of this group, someone was telling a story in a crispy voice, light in her eyes, enjoying herself and enjoying the audience. And it was the girl with the greasy hair. In 4 days. That sort of changed my perception on how quick learning could go. And coming from this world, the world where theater makes people move quickly, and thinking like this, I was quite surprised and glad when I was able to enter the glorious and innovative and energetic world of business. And I saw this. And this. And this. And this. This. And this. It happens every single day in big corporations. They're doing conferences, management meetings, just day-to-day business meetings, and they all suck. They're boring. So quite quickly we started to experiment to see what a good meeting is and why it is good and why it is wrong and why it fails. So we started to do all these really stupid things. We had glorious mistakes and really stupid successes, and it was really nice. And in that process of a few years, we discovered a mechanism that is really interesting. And it happened like this. There was a customer, a client from Rotterdam, and this client wanted to do an event. And an event is different from a business meeting, right? I'm talking about business meeting, but this is an example how we discover this little mechanism. And they wanted to do an event in Amsterdam, knowing that between Rotterdam and Amsterdam you have to come up with something that is pretty good, otherwise they kick you out in Amsterdam. Coming from Rotterdam, right? Okay. So they said to us, listen, it's got to be really special, so what you could do is you could hire a Boeing 747, do an opera in there, fly us to New York and back, and that's a great idea, but we have done that. So come up with something that's a bit better, right? There was budget, so we thought, and we went backwards into the simple, normal things instead of luxurious stuff. And we decided to bring them back to their own high school, to bring them back to a high school party. And we rented a school in Amsterdam, and we divided them in classes, about 400 people, really corporate people, and we had them have lessons, a series of lessons, 3, each group had 3 lessons in a schoolroom. Lessons like German from the German teacher, and the German teacher suffered from a heart attack, really funny. The French biology teacher showing soft porn to talk about human functionalities, really ridiculous lessons. And I played the concierge, and I patrolled the hallways during the lessons. And About 10 minutes into the first sequence, it was silent in the school, and somewhere a door opened, and a guy in his 50s went out of a classroom, and I saw him. And I playing the concierge, I said, "Come here, you." And he came to me, and I said, "What are you doing here?" "Well," he said, I'm kicked out of the class." Ooh. I said, and what am I supposed to tell your parents? They're going to be really disappointed. And he said, yes, I understand that, yes. And then I said, "Come on, who are you and what is your position? Why are you here?" He said, "Well, actually, I'm the marketing director of a real huge international firm, and my annual budget is nearly $500 million. And this guy, within 10 minutes, just like you just did, turned into one of these." And that was food for thought. We analyzed that, and our conclusion was, because he obviously enjoyed it as well. So our conclusion was, if you bring people into a situation that they all instantly recognize because they are raised in it, then they know what to do, and they are able to enjoy themselves, show appropriate behavior, and it is going to be really powerful if you do that. And in the end, we call that elementary meetings. It's an elementary meeting like this is an elementary meeting. When we go to a house here, we all know what to do, right? You don't talk football there. You don't do that, right? The baby, even if it is fat, cross-eyed, and ugly, it is a miracle, right? If there are more than 5 people in the house, then you let yourself out, right? And you leave a present. And that is what we recognize. In Norway, they do different things. They bring food when they go to a house like this. They bring food. We, in the Netherlands, we know exactly what to do. So my dream is to do a product presentation once using the kraambezoek as a model. That's going to work perfectly well. But, well, experiencing that these elementary meetings are so powerful, we started to use them as well. And 2 years ago, I went to Russia, and I was invited to speak on a conference, a pretty small conference. There were about 40 people, 50 people there. I was the last speaker, and I watched the conference for 2 days. And Russian people, they turn into zombies when they're in a conference. It's got nothing to do if they're nice people or not. That is the behavior for them, for the elementary meeting conference, that they show instantly. They bend their shoulders inwards, they start writing notes, no discussion, no question, nothing at all. It is horrible. So after 2 days, I decided I'm not going to do that. So when it was my turn, I said to them, "Listen, I traveled from the Netherlands. It was really in the Ural, somewhere. I traveled for about a day, and I don't accept me just delivering a speech and nothing will happen. I want to interact. And I'm going to use something that you all recognize, because I want to know from you what Russian situation is, where you are open and where you have a good laugh and where you can discuss and where you are light-hearted and ready to interact with me as a speaker. So, what is the situation?" And that was a tough question because they didn't believe it. They knew it, but they didn't believe it. So after about 10 seconds of silence, which is long, a gentleman raised his hand and he said, well, in fact, what you asked us, we do that when we drink vodka. But we can't do it here. And they started giggling a bit. So I knew I'm on the right track now. So I forced them to get glasses and bottles, and they explained to me how to sit in a circle and a small table in the middle. And they explained me that a toast, drinking vodka, will start with the toast of the oldest gentleman. And after he's done that, everybody starts this. So I said, listen, this is not about getting as much alcohol in your blood as possible. This is a presentation, and we're going to do it using the ritual of drinking vodka. That's the point. So there was only a tiny little bit of vodka in there, and then this gentleman had a toast, and he spoke really nice poetic words about the wood, the forest of knowledge, and the bears that come up, and blah, blah, blah. Really short. Normally, they do really lengthy, boring talks about bureaucracy and stuff, and now it was really nice and crispy. And then I could start. I did my presentation, and there were discussions, and there were laughter, and they were open, and it really worked. After 10 minutes, I noticed this slight sort of discomfort in the group. So after 12 minutes, I said, sorry, I'm going to stop. What's the point here? Well, they said, it's 10 minutes, gone now, so we need another one. Okay. So when elementary meetings, we're on the same page. You understand what I'm talking about, right? These meetings that everybody recognizes, and you can translate them into other situations. So if they're so powerful, is it possible to use these to transform these boring day-to-day business meetings? And I think yes. The whole point is that the reason why they're so boring is they're using the same elementary meeting over and over again, and it is the wrong one. I'll explain it to you. In the Middle Ages, the rich people were able to send their kids to monks to have them learn reading, writing, and mathematics. And to do so, these kids needed a table, a piece of paper, a feather or a pen, and a teacher in the middle. And for reading, writing, and mathematics, this classroom, because the classroom was born, was really nice. It worked. You sat there and you had to read and write, and it was all perfect for that. But we kept it that way. Although the issues changed, we kept ourselves trapped in the classroom. I mean, a topic as nice as biology, you don't do that in a classroom. That is ridiculous. You should go into nature to do that. Physics, you go to a lab. No, we stayed in the classroom for ages and ages because the status was attached to it. It was nice. I still remember my mother expressing a sort of a pride on my first day to school, and it felt like I'm actually going to a higher class now. You probably recognize that. So even in the industrial age, they thought, well, the classroom is great. For knowledge exchange, we use the classroom. It is efficient. You can squeeze 50 kids in it with only one teacher needed, and they come out and they're ready for this. So why not? Let's do that. And even when I went in the 60s to my school, it basically looked the same, and it still does. Not everywhere, but knowledge exchange is everywhere linked to classrooms. And the business took it over. They said, "Oh, okay. If we have a meeting and we have to exchange knowledge and ideas, then we have a classroom, a sort of a classroom." And even in departments, in smaller groups, they do stuff that in a way looks like classrooms. And even the boardroom comes from school. This is the room where the teachers are together, right? They have a cup of coffee there, and then they go back to their classroom again. So knowledge exchange and the classroom are strongly linked in business. So you could ask, what is the problem here? What is the problem? Well, first of all, the different topics that we do nowadays, sometimes they don't need a classroom, but we keep on doing that. And if you watch this, the picture in the right lower hand corner, shows you more status than the guys up there. The classroom still has a higher status than just working with your hands or experimenting. So what is the problem here? Why should we change that? We're losing potential here, and I can show you how it works. I'm going to ask one of you, a really tough question. And I'm going to point my finger to one of you, and this person is going to answer this question, right? Are you ready? Okay. Sir. Yeah. So tell me, what's happening to your heartbeat now? Goes up, right? Yeah, it goes up quite strongly, right? Yes. This is scary, huh? You don't know what I'm asking. Well, forget it. I'm not going to ask you a question. Just your heartbeat going up is the answer that I needed. And why is this? I'm just a person. I live here. I go to the toilet. I'm a speaker now, right? And you're a guy. You have experience. I've got experience. So why is it so scary that when I ask you a question? Well, the point is the classroom kicks in. I'm the teacher, and he's the pupil, and I give him a turn. And he knows that if his answer is silly, you're all going to laugh. And he's going to lose his girlfriend. And that is at stake now, because the classroom kicks in. So he's not giving his answers, and he's not sharing all his experience, because we are, in a way, in a classroom here. And that is silly, because this world's got so many problems that we need all the bright minds that we have in order to come over the problems. But using the classroom over and over again, people shut up, and they don't say what they're thinking, and making mistakes is not allowed. We've heard that earlier, right? Innovation and making mistakes are interlinked as well. The classroom doesn't help. So I'm going to change, to conclude this, I'm going to change the model that we are using, because in a way, going to a theater is in a way linked to the classroom as well. They're all teachers here, and you're all pupils, and you're supposed to shut up, to laugh and to applaud. That's it. And not to say, sorry, but this play is ridiculous. I've got another idea. We tried that, as theater makers, we tried that in the 60s, 70s to get that going, to make theater interactive. It's hard. But we're going to do it, and I'm going to show you how it's a very simple thing. Changing the elementary meeting that we're using now into something different. And I've done that a lot. Now I need someone to show what I'm going to do. It's really simple, right? We're going to change the elementary meeting like I've done that, merging banks, using the elementary meeting of going to a church and having a marriage. It worked. Come to me and I'll tell you which banks it were. And it really worked. So what we do now, you stand up. And it's going to be really long, 30 seconds, right? Okay.
20.
This is the point. I'm going to ask you a question, you formulate the answer, and we're going to tap into the huge potential of stories that we have here. Instead of you listening only to me, I'm going to give it to you, and you're more important than me now. So, finish this sentence in a second, and I give you about 10 seconds to think of an answer. And the sentence is this: I am probably the only one in this room that has ever. Okay? Go on. Yes? And now we're going to use the elementary meeting, casual meeting between two people that don't know each other. So go to it and tell the answer. Okay, do it now. Go, quickly. All right, that's it. That was a quick one. Yes. All right. Oh, this is good. You're the bunch of teenagers again. That's good. Okay, now when I ask you, share 1 or 2 stories that you've heard from someone else. Yeah, it's a really nice story. Just a sentence. So, come on. Yeah, you. She danced with the Queen. Yes.
Okay.
Before I stop, is this. It was not scary anymore for you, right? It wasn't scary. I asked you something and you just came up with the answer. That's the power of, that is exactly the power of elementary meetings. Use them and good luck. Bye-bye.
Thank you.